This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hi friends, good evening. So in this Azure Databricks master program, this is our 9th session. In this session, we are going to see dbutils commands in Databricks and list of dbutils in Databricks. So what are the different dbutils commands we are going to use? What are these dbutils? Databricks utils commands. Why you need these commands is basically to interact with your Databricks file system. Okay, if you want to create some folders in Databricks file system, and if you want to create any files, if you want to move any file, or if you want to copy some file. Okay, so if you want to mount, if you want to attach any other storage to your Databricks file system, for all this purpose you need to use the dbutils. Even if you want to pass your dynamic parameters to your notebook, you need to use dbutils. If you want to call another notebook from current notebook, you need to use dbutils. Why you need to call another notebook from current notebook? So to make some chaining, example, series of notebooks I want to execute. First node, I am going to execute a notebook 1. If it is executed successfully, I want to execute notebook 2. For this, what we are going to do is end of the notebook 1, in last cell of the notebook 1, you are going to call a notebook 2. Okay, now what happens is notebook 1 automatically it will call notebook 2, and you are going to execute notebook 2 once notebook 1 execution is finished. Like that, like a notebook flow, notebook workflow, you are going to define that execution, notebook chaining of execution you are going to define. Next, let's see today what we are going to learn. We will see command to create directory in dbfs. If I want to create new folder, how you can create a new folder in dbfs. Next, command to create file and write data to it. So I want to create a file. So when I am creating a file, I want to write some data. How you can write data into file and how you can create a new file. Next, command to display file content. So basically you have created a file here in above command, right? So when you have created a file, you also written some data. Now I want to display the data which I have written to that file. You have to use some commands. Next, command to list down content in a directory. I want to see in this particular directory, do we have any subfolders or do we have any files directly under this directory? So all that list, so we are going to list down all the content which we have in a particular folder. It can be depends on your requirement. You need to specify under which folder you want to know content. So you have to use that command. Next, I want to move some file from one directory to another directory. Example, I am going to create a two directories. One of the directory, let's imagine Abhishek, another directory, let's imagine Debashish. Now I want to move file from Abhishek node, Abhishek folder to Debashish folder. How you can move it? Move is nothing but now I have a file in Abhishek folder. Now I am moving this file into Debashish folder. Now what happens is now you will not be able to see this file in Abhishek folder once you move to the Devashish, because it's kind of a cut and paste. Moving means, okay, so I don't want to do like cut and paste. I want to copy and paste, meaning when I copy Abhishek folder file into Devashish folder, I should be able to see a file in both the folders. So for that we need to copy file from one directory to another directory. How to do, we are going to see next. If you want to remove some file, how you can remove? If you want to remove some directory, how you can remove? Okay, then we will see. Command to mount and unmount file system. Example, I want to attach another storage to my Databricks. So another storage such as blob storage, data lake storage, Gen 1, data lake storage, Gen 2, AWS S3. Okay, so different storages we have in a different cloud, right? Maybe AWS, we have S3, Azure, blob, data lake, Gen 1, Gen 2. So all these things, how you can mount. Mount is nothing but just you are attaching that storage to your Databricks. Now later you realized you don't want this particular mounting, meaning you don't want to attach this. You want to detach, meaning unmount this file system. How you can unmount? We are going to see. But mounting and unmounting we are going to learn in detail in upcoming session. But today I will just show you the command to list down the mounts. So you might have created a lot of mount points, right? So you want to list down all the mount points which are available currently. So you can list down by using some commands. Next, command to refresh mount points. What happens? You already have a mount point, but you are not able to read data from some storage. So this is the common issue. So in that particular situation, the first step, first debug step is you need to refresh the mount point. That attached point you need to refresh once again. Okay, how to refresh that mount point we will learn. Then we are going to see install the packages. Example, if you want to install any package, you want to execute some kind of a machine learning modules, so you need some modules. Okay, those modules are not available in Databricks notebook. I want to install them. I want to install them from the Databricks notebook. How you can install the packages? Then we are going to find current notebook path. So this is also one of the common requirement in real time. This is the one of the command which you are going to use very frequently. You want to know the current notebook path. Maybe what happens is your colleague will ask, can you share your code? Then you are going to tell, so it is available in my notebook. So then immediately your colleague will ask, can you share your notebook path? Okay, so there are multiple scenario you are going to you need to understand the how to get current notebook path. So that's why I'm going to show you how to execute a command to get the current notebook, as well as how to get the notebook path from the UI, user interface. Next, command to run one notebook from another notebook. So as I said, once I want to execute notebook 2 from notebook 1. So for this there are two syntaxes. In two ways you can call. So we are going to see those two ways. Next, command to exit notebook execution, meaning now you are executing your notebook, you want to exit your notebook. Why you want to exit? Example, you are reading a file is not available. If the file is not available, why you need to execute remaining steps? Even though you have implemented exception handling, meaning when file is not found, it will raise the exception in except block. What you are going to do, you will raise like if you are not doing anything in except block, what happens? The remaining cells will execute. So that's why what I wanted to do is, whenever such type of exception raised, meaning if I don't have file, immediately I want to exit from that particular notebook. I don't want to execute other code in that notebook. So how to do that? Next, command to list down secret scope. So for what it means is, example, now whatever username and password we need to connect to the data lake storage, Gen 1, Gen 2, blob storage, SQL database. So if you want to connect to any service from Databricks, you need some kind of credentials. Where you are going to put these credentials? You are going to put it in a Azure Key Vault. So if you want to connect to a Azure Key Vault, you need to create something called scope. Okay, so if you have created a scope, so how many such type of scopes are available? So all those scopes you can list down. How many times you have connected? So all those things you can able to list down. So you need to create a scope. Once you create a scope, you can able to connect to the Key Vault. If you have two Key Vault services, then you need to create a two scopes. Okay, likewise, how many scopes you have? All those scopes you can list down. So these are the things that we are going to learn today, and still we have many more dbutils commands. Those things we will continue in tomorrow session. Okay, let me. So before I go and do the practicals, I will show you the commands which I am going to execute. Okay, so in this session, what I am planning is first thing that I am going to do is I will show you the commands I am going to execute in Databricks. So once you see this, I will execute it. After executing, I have prepared one notebook for you in a very organized way, so that I will share that notebook. What you can do is, if you want to practice, just click run all, or you can execute one by one cell, so that you will have a full clarity on these dbutils commands. Let's go and see all the commands which we have. So first command is create directory in dbutils. See, it's a first thing is directory, meaning file system. You are working with file system. Databricks utils .fs means file system. MK means make dirs directories. MKDIRS means I want to create directory. Here, this is the path. In this path, you want to create this directory name. Directory is nothing but another folder, right? So you are saying that I want to create a subfolder. This is how you need to create the another folder. Next, create file and write data to it. How you will create a folder file is, you can see dbutils.fs.put. Here we have used mkdirs to create the directory. Now I'm saying put. Put means, so here you are going to write some content. Content means maybe you will write all your story. That story will go and inserted into this file automatically. So two things will happen in this. One is file will create into this file whatever data you have mentioned here. This data will insert automatically. Next, display file content. Now you have written data into this file. I want to display the data. How you will display? dbutils.fs.head. Next, it lists down content in a directory. Example, I want to see what all subdirectories I have, what all files we have under this particular path. So then you have to say dbutils.fs.ls. Next, move file from one directory to another directory. dbutils.fs.move mv. Okay, mv path 1. So from which path to which path? Path 1 to path 2 you need to specify. Next, copy file from one directory to another directory. So dbutils.fs.cp. So move mv means moving. So once you move, the file which you have in this path 1 will not be available. But if you use copy, the file will be available in both the location, in path 1 and the path 2. Okay, next. So remove file and directories. How we are going to remove is, so dbutils.fs.rm path1/file.txt. In this case, what happens? Only file.txt will be removed. Only file.txt will be removed. Now, if you come down, you can see dbutils.fs.rm path1/true. What it means? It is going to remove entire directory. That is, in this path 1, whatever directory you have, lost directory. Okay, maybe you can consider here we have path 1/folder1. Okay, so entire folder 1 you are going to delete it. True means entire folder will be removed. If you are simply mentioning some file, you are not using any flag here, only that particular file will be removed. Okay, any question in this particular slide? Thanks. Now, thanks, Devan. Thanks, Manohar. So thank you. So let's go to next comments. Next command is mount and unmount file system. So this is basically I'm just giving the comments, but we are not going to execute these things because we cannot execute. You need some proper credentials, config things to mount the storages. Okay, so once you mounted, meaning you have attached some storage, now you want to detach that storage. For that you need to unmount. So this is the script dbutils.fs.mount. You need to tell to which storage you want to mount, whether blob storage or data like gen 1 or gen 2. After that, you don't want to attach this, you want to detach, then you have to say unmount and mount point you need to mention here. Next, based on mount. So you might have created by default, Databricks will create a lot of mount points, right? So you want to know all the mounts point, then you have to say dbutils.fs.mounts. Next, refresh the mount point. As I said, this is also one of the very important command, dbutils.fs.refresh mounts. Why? Because as I said, what happens is most of the times, if at all any connection issues comes, first thing that we are going to do is refresh mounts. If you do refresh mount, if it is not working, then check the credentials, because mostly credentials was regenerated or something might happen in the backend. So likewise, we are going to debug the issues. Okay, any issues, any questions in this particular slide? Clear? These three commands. I will execute everything practical and I will show you. Okay, don't worry.
Mala, these are standard coding, standard commands.
Yes. Okay. Now let's go to next one. Command. So install the package. Example, I needed some TensorFlow. Okay. so that this particular package this particular library I need to install. How you are going to install? So this is a dbutils.library. So as of like previous command, we were working with fs. Fs is nothing but a file system. dbutils.fs we used to use. Now I am working with library. Then you have to say dbutils.library. I want to install this library by using py. Okay, py, and you need to mention your library name. Next, find current notebook path. From UI I will show you, but if you want to know current notebook path from notebook, you need to use this particular command. Okay, remember. Next, run one node. Remember, next thing is most of the people will try this particular command from Python, but it will not work from Python. You need to use a scalar for this to execute only this command. This command will not work in Python. Only this command will work in Scala. If you want to make sure this is going to work, I want to do something so that this will work in Python. For that, we need to do some extra things that I will discuss if we have some time. Otherwise, we will discuss in the upcoming sessions. You need to do something extra to execute it in from Python. Okay, fine. Run one notebook from another notebook. As I said, there are two ways. One is percentile run, and you can mention the notebook path. If that particular notebook is expecting any parameters, those parameters you can pass something like this. If the parameter is expecting name and allocation, you can put something like this. Next, the second way to call the notebook is you can say dbutils.notebook. So it's not library, not file system, it's a notebook. That's why dbutils.notebook.run. I want to run it. So path of the notebook. So what is the timeout interval? So 600 seconds I'm giving. Then what are the parameters this particular notebook is expecting? Whatever notebook you are calling, those you need to pass as a key and value. What is this? This is a list in a Python, map in Scala. Sorry, not list. This is dictionary in Python, map in Scala. Next, exit notebook execution. Exit notebook execution. So as I said, if the file is not found, I don't want to proceed for next execution. I want to come out from the execution. Okay, so for that dbutils notebook.exit. Next, click on this. List down secret scope. So as I said, how many scopes created? If you want to list down, you have to say here dbutils.secrets.list scopes. Okay, so likewise you need to do remaining thing. Next thing. Okay, everybody's clear on this, then let me tell you later. Okay, yeah, so the good part is you don't need to remember anything. Okay, because we can get it everything from the Databricks notebook only. Only part that you need to remember is dbutils. Okay, only this word, if you remember everything, we can get it. dbutils, if you can remember everything else, we can able to fetch it from the notebook itself. Okay, so for this particular command execution, I'm not going to use Azure Databricks. I will go with the Databricks community. But if you are going to use Azure Databricks, same things will work exactly same. Okay, clear friends, everybody is clear on these things. I'm just going to open my Databricks community. Let me open Databricks community edition login. Let's click on Databricks community edition login. So let me just okay, here I am. Just click on clusters because it is very important. We need to have a cluster ready to do anything here, right? So let's click on create cluster. We know we don't have all options such as cluster mode, pool option, auto scaling option, termination, reconfiguration option, all those things we don't have. The termination option is here by default 2 hours. But in Azure Databricks, we have seen, so by default, you can go with 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes, but not less than 10 minutes. Okay, so here very simple configuration details. So just you need to provide cluster name and Databricks runtime. So what is the Databricks runtime? It's nothing but a core components that you are installing on the cluster. Okay, if you select ML runtime, all the required modules for your machine learning environment or data science environment will be ready automatically. If you select this for machine learning, what happens? All the required modules will not be available. You need to install them explicitly. That is the difference. Let's click on this. We already discussed the different Databricks runtime, okay, genomics for biomedical data and all those things. Okay, for now, let's create the cluster. Click on this. Cluster is going to create it. Now let me create a one notebook. Click on workspace, users, cloudpundit@outlook.com. Let's click on this, create. I want to create a notebook. So this notebook is basically dbUtils. Okay, dbUtils. You can say dbUtils in Python. Let's do it. Let's do all these things in Python. Okay, for now we will try to do it everything in Python. Oh shit, I created a SQL notebook. Let's delete it. How to delete? We know already. Click delete, click confirm to delete. But if you want to create a Python and create it, create notebook, you have to select here Python, and you can say dbUtils, dbUtils Python. Okay, fine. Let's see whether cluster is up and running or not. You can see cluster is still creating. Let's wait until cluster is up and running. Once cluster is up, then only we can able to execute queries. So let's wait for a few minutes, not even few minutes. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, meanwhile, let me prepare all the queries. So first thing is dbUtils. If you can remember dbUtils, everything else you can able to get it from the notebook. As I said, how you can get it? Very easy. So once you know dbUtils, so you want to know the dbUtils commands. But what all dbUtils commands are available? To know that, you just say dot help. I need help. I am I don't know anything. Just I need help. Just execute this command. How to execute this command? We have a shortcut called shift plus enter. I'm executing shift plus enter and type. We already discussed all the notebook options, right, in our previous sessions. So you can see all the possible things. So as we just discussed in our slides, dbUtils.fs you can put, dot library we have discussed, dot notebook we have discussed, dot secrets we have discussed. In next session, we are going to talk about widgets because this is important to create your dynamic parameters and all those things. You are going to use widgets, but this particular things we will see tomorrow. But today we are going to see FS, library, notebook, and secrets. But what is this credentials? What is this meta? What is this preview? Okay, credentials is nothing but so first thing, if you want to use credentials, you need to create Azure Databricks with premium plan. You need to create a Azure Databricks with premium plan. It's not a standard plan, because if you create Azure Databricks with premium plan, you will have a role-based access. So once we have created a roles for each user, if you want to know what is your role in this notebook, you can go and use this credentials, dbutils.credentials.current role, show role. Okay, all the different commands you will have. Next, libraries, we just have seen, if you want to install a library, you can use that. Notebooks, we have seen for calling the another notebook or to exit the execution from current notebook, you are going to use notebook. So secrets, you are going to use to list down all the scopes which you have created. Scopes is nothing but how many keywords connections you have, how many keywords connections we have. FS is nothing but a file system. Example, for creating a new folder, creating a new file, or to view the data. If you want to move file from one location to another location, or if you want to copy file from one location to another location, if you want to mount any storage, if you want to unmount any storage, if you want to refresh any storage mount point. So for all those things, we are going to use fs. Preview means whatever upcoming commands. So all those things you can able to see it from the preview. You can see utilities under preview category. So whatever is available under preview, those things it will list down. So meta is basically, it is going to hook into the compiler. Don't worry about that, because we are not going to touch on this meta. So mainly in real time also, very commonly you are going to use fs, library, notebook, secrets, and widgets. So you are not going to use meta, preview, and credentials. Credentials, if you want to know, okay, if you want to know you are not able to execute some code, so you want to know what is your role. Okay, what is your role? Then you can quickly click on this credentials and dbutils.credentials show current role. Something, there are commands. By using those things, you can able to get what all roles we have in this notebook, whether you can able to execute it, whether you just have a read access. Okay, all those things you can able to do. But now I got some information on dbutils. Now my focus is, I want to first focus on my file system. Okay, then what you need to do, dbutils.fs. So after that, again I need help. I don't know what all I can do on this file system. Just put help and execute it. Okay, you can see here dbutils.fs provides utilities like, just check it here. So for copying, you have cp. Head is basically to view the data. Okay, ls to list down all the content from directory, mkdirs for creating the directory, mv for moving any file, put is basically to create a new file and write some content, remove is basically for removing any file or directory. Okay, next. Mount. So if you want to mount another storage, mounts, if you want to see all the existing mounts, then you have to go with this. If you want to refresh current mount point, then you can use this. If you want to unmount anything, you are going to use unmount. Okay, these are the available options on fs. Okay, in the same way, now I want to explore, such as dbutils.notebook. Okay, so I want to check dbutils.notebook. Okay, dot help. You can say dot help. It's small n, I think. So Python is case sensitive. Remember, here you can see on notebook you just have two commands. Those are exit and run. So exit is basically if you want to exit from your execution, or due to file is not available, or due to some other exception, so you want to exit from the notebook, then you can use this. If you want to run another notebook from current notebook, then you have to use this. If you want to run notebook 2 from notebook 1, then you need to use this particular thing. Okay, next. I want to know dbutils.library. Okay, so just if you don't know, just see here library here. Copy this, come here. You can say dbutils.library.help by name. Let's get it. See here, if you want to install anything, if you want to install any package by using pip, and if you want to list down all the libraries which you have, okay, if you want to install any Python, okay, any Python processes, if you want to restart, you can use all those things. Okay, okay, if you want to update any Anaconda kind of environments, you can use this. But mostly we will go with install or install pip, and for list down all the install libraries. Next, dbutils dot secrets. secret or secrets. So you can check, you can come here and you can see secrets only, secrets dot help. So you will come to know now what are the other options on secrets. So now you can see you can get this secret, you can list down these secrets. Okay, you can see here all list of secret scopes it is going to display. So this is the command I am going to use to show you all the secret scopes which are available in this particular notebook. Now, so we will execute one by one. So first thing is, let's focus on dbutils.fs. For that, click on here. Here you can see dbutils.fs. First thing I wanted to do is, I want to list down my Databricks file system. That is the default location is, remember, it's a file store / tables. Okay, this is the default location. Just execute it. dbutils.fs.ls. So in this, you can see here we have something called course data.csv. So under tables directory, we have a file called course data.csv already available. Okay. Now what I wanted to do is I want to create a subdirectory. Okay, I want to create a demo1 under tables. Under tables1 directory, I want to create a demo1 folder. dbutils.fs.mkdirs, if you remember. Okay, so where I want to create directory is under these tables. I want to create a demo1. Okay, let's execute this. Okay, true means it is created. How you will check it is created? Again, go back to this query and list down now. So previously it was showing only course data.csv, but this time it is showing demo1. Now I want to create, like I also want to create demo2. Just execute demo2 because I need to create two directories. Now you see demo2 is also true. Now if you list down under tables what all content is available, you can see demo1 folder, demo2 folder. Here you can see post data.csv. Okay, fine. Now in demo1 I want to put some file. Okay, so now how you will put the file is dbutils.fs.port. I'm just putting the file. Here you need to say file store / tables / demo1 / here I'm just mentioning my file name. My file name is you can say cloud pandit. Okay, cloud pandit.txt. This is my file. Into this file I can say some message, welcome to cloud pandit online trainings. Okay, something like this. I'm going to execute it now. See, now I'm executing. Once I execute, what happens is, see, 39 bytes of data it has wrote. Okay, where it wrote? It wrote to this particular file, cloudpandit.txt. So now I want to read this particular file content. Okay. I want to read that particular file content. Just dbutils.fs.head. Head is basically to read your data from the files. Execute it now. See, from this cloud pandit.txt, I'm just reading. It is displaying welcome to cloud pandit online training. So this is the data it is displaying. Now this particular file, that is cloud pandit.txt, I want to move it into demo2. Okay, what I wanted to do, I want to move it into demo2. So before I move it into demo2, I want to list down my demo1 folder data and demo2 folder data. So how to list down dbutils.fs.ls. Here we are going to say file store / tables / demo1 / you can execute it. You see, you just have a cloud pandit.txt file. Now I also want to execute my next thing called, here you can say demo2. So don't confuse, here you'll have a little confusion. See, in demo1 I have a cloud pandit.txt, but in demo2 I don't have anything. Now I am moving this cloud pandit.txt from demo1 to demo2. you can see dbutils.fs.move. Okay, I'm just moving this particular location. Okay, from this location, I want to move the file to demo2. Okay, so what file you want to move? You just want to move cloudpundit.txt file. Okay, so just now run it. So you moved it. Now you list down demo1 and see whether that file is available here or not. So that file is not available in demo1, but in demo2 it is available or not, you can check it. See, in demo2 this file is available. Now in reverse way, what I wanted to do, demo2 is available, but now I want to send a one copy to demo1, meaning I am not moving this file from demo2 to demo1. Instead of that, I just wanted to copy fs.cp. Okay, which file I want to copy? This particular file. This file is available location now. This is available in demo2 now. Okay, so to send one copy of this file into demo1. Okay. Just what you can do, you just can remove this and execute it now. Done. Now you check demo1 again. Things from demo1. The cloudpundit.txt came here. Down these things. In demo2 also cloudpundit.txt is available. Now we have seen what all things we have seen. We have seen how to list down the direct, create a folder, how to create some file and write the data, how to read the file content, how to list down the again directory, how to list down the directory, how to move a file from one directory to another directory, how to copy file from one directory to another directory. Now I want to know dbutils.fs.c. Mount means you are going to attach some storage. Okay, if you say dbutils.fs.mount means you are going to detach the storage. I am not going to execute these two because you cannot attach and detach. Now I want to see all the storages which are available. See, okay, mounts and execute it. By default, so there will be some point, it will list down all the mounts point. See all the mounts point, ML flow tracking, Databricks data sets, okay, some Databricks results, registry, okay, some root directory. So all the different mount points we have. Now, if you want to refresh any of this, or if you want to refresh all the mount points, you can say dbutils.fs.refresh. Everybody is having same issue, friends. Screen is not.
మెమరీ కూడా త్వరగా తెచ్చుకోండి.
Hello.
So how long you are facing this problem, friends?
From last 3 to 4 minutes.
Okay, just let me check it. Okay, is it okay now?
Fine now.
Can you please write something, Malaya? Just one.
Yeah, so just to see now, are you able to just,
No, voice is breaking. Your voice
scrolling
is
down
breaking.
this page?
No, it's not coming.
Still,
No, see, still problem is there. Your voice is breaking and the notebook scrolling is very slow.
Okay, is it better now? Is it better something?
Yeah, it's better now.
Please reshare the screen. Are you able to see screen now again? Just
Yeah.
scrolling down.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So we have seen all these things, how to like see these are the mounts point already available. If you want to all these mounts point, then this is the command you need to execute. So it will take some time. Okay. So that's why if you want to execute it, let's wait for some time. It will refresh all the mounts point which are already available. So these are the 5 mount point already available. So it is going to refresh all these mount point. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. It will take more time for sure. Yeah. Super mount successfully refreshed. You can see it's true. How much time it took? 22 seconds it took. Okay, approximately half minute it took. Okay, fine. Now let's focus on things. So by using notebook, you can just do two things. One is you can exit the notebook. You can do next thing Python notebook, whether it is I'm going just to test it here. Equal to 10. dbutils dot notebook dot exit testing, and this should be I should be able to access it. Run on now. See now, this is working, right? This is working as expected. So you have assigned 10 to A, and what you are doing, you are just exiting from the notebook. So while you are accessing, when you are accessing this variable A, command is skipped away because you have exited execution from this notebook by using this command. So that's why this is not executing. Okay, clear? Netra, Devashish, Vishek, Manohar, Devendra. Confirm quickly, friends. Okay, clear. So we have tested in all the 3 languages, right? Right. Now, I want to call another Python notebook from this Python notebook. So for that, so one is we have seen dbutils dot fs dot run. So you are just going to run it. Okay, but if you run something like this, it is not going to work. Example, what notebook you want to run? Just click on workspace. Can identify this exit command, this particular notebook I want to execute. So for that, easiest way to get the current this particular file path is right click on this file and you can see copy file path. So this is the path of this particular current notebook. So just put that here, and here you need to put timing. So 600 seconds. I am just putting some 600 seconds is timeout interval. When you run it, it will not work because you are in Databricks community edition. It will not work. Oh, sorry, it's not on FS, friends. It's on notebook. Execute it now. So it will not work because you need to upgrade to your Databricks subscription. But same thing, I will run it in another way. It will work. That is percentile run. And percentile run, you need to say which notebook you want to execute. That's all. Just say this is the notebook I want to execute. Now you see it will work. Fail to pass percentile run command, string match expected but be found something. Yeah, the problem is this particular notebook is having some spaces. We need to rename that particular notebook. So because in notebook names, this is not recommended. We know how to rename it. Click here, you just put some underscores or something. Okay, spaces are not recommended even. So while you are calling, this will create some issue. That's why you just put underlines here. Just come here, Python. So you just can put here under Python, under exit and execute it. Now it is, see what happened. It is saying notebook exited. Why notebook is exited? Why notebook is exited? Because we have written a notebook exit command in Python, this Python exit. Now if let's say I'm just going to remove it now. I removed it. Now I will go back to my previous notebook and I will run that calling the notebook command. Click on this and execute it now. See value 10 you got. Why value 10? Because if you click on this, let me just open it in another tab here so that you no need to move here and there. Okay, you can able to finish it quickly. See here a equal to 10. Now instead of a equal to 10, if I put 20 here, okay, now I will come here and I will run this. See 20 is coming. Come to this notebook and here whatever you want to do, you can do. Example, don't worry, these things we are going to discuss tomorrow. I want to pass some value dynamically. So dbutils dot widgets dot text. Here I'm going to put something called name. I want to receive some name and I want to read that name. Okay, these things tomorrow we are going to discuss. Print. I'm just saying, see, thank you. I will say comma name. So what I will do, when I'm calling this notebook, I'm going to pass some name. Okay, name is dynamic parameter. That name I will receive here into this variable. Once I receive that name into this variable name, that name I am using here to print thank you. Whatever person, let's say if I say Cloud Pandit, you are going to say thank you Cloud Pandit. If I say Rama, thank you Rama. If I say Krishna, thank you Krishna, it will print. Then let me just remove these two commands, okay, because I don't want to see these two commands. Now let's go here and you need to call this notebook. So before you call, you need to pass a parameter. So name is the parameter. For that I need to pass. So I am going to pass a Cloud Pandit. This is the name. Run it now. You see what is going to happen. See, thank you Cloud Pandit. So because whatever we have written here, so based on that, so if this parameter is required parameters, you need to pass parameters something like this. Okay, got it? How to run the notebook and how to exit from the notebook. Clear, friends? Now any questions here? Don't confuse. So these are the two ways we have, and but this way we cannot use in Databricks community. But if you are using Databricks with pay as you go subscription or other subscription, then you can able to do it. But even if you are using Databricks with free tier subscription, you cannot able to execute this command in Azure Databricks. Okay, so that's why when we are going to upgrade our Azure Databricks to pay as you go, that day I will show you these commands as well. But for now, if you want to run another notebook, you can able to run something like this by using Databricks community. Even if you want to exit, just you can use dbutils.notebook.exit. Okay, clear? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nat. So please let me know if you have any questions. All right, fine. Now, finally, dbutils start. Let's say I want to import something called TensorFlow. Execute it and see. Import TensorFlow. What it is saying? It is saying no module found. Now I'm going to install it. So I will install dbutils dot library. Okay, dot. So install. Okay, install pip. So pip. So here you just mention your library name. That is, I want to install TensorFlow and execute it. See, now what happens is this particular library will install. Let's wait for 2 minutes. Okay, it is going to install in backend. Once it is installed successfully, it will give true or it will give some kind of a boolean value. If it is successfully installed, it will give true, otherwise it will give false. See, true. Okay, successfully installed. Now you run this import TensorFlow. You are not getting any error saying that module not found, because now you are successfully installed. So something like that, if you want to install anything from PyP, you can use this. If you want to install anything directly, you can use even directly install. Now click on this dbutils.help. So I need to understand what all things we have covered as of now. And so we have seen FS, we have seen library, we have seen notebook. So for today, what is left is secrets. So let me just quickly show you what is secrets. So secrets is basically to list down all the scopes. But what happens is scopes are not available as of now. So that's why this particular part also we will cover in upcoming session. So when I upgrade to pay as you go, that I will show you. But if you want to know the command, let me show you dbutils dot. You just have to say secrets dot, you can say list scopes. Okay, see here list scopes, execute. So it will say, so you need to upgrade something. See, secret API is not enabled for this workspace, because we need to enable this for our Azure Databricks. It will be enabled, but in Databricks community it is not available. That's why you cannot able to create a scope here. Okay, so how to create scope, everything will be covered. So once you know how to create scope and why we need to create a scope, then you will be able to understand what is the use of this particular command. Okay, so our final thing for today is we need to understand, like, by using command, how to get the current notebook path. So if you want to know the current notebook path by using UI, just click on this. So this is the current notebook path. Click on this, you can see copy file path. So this is going to be your current notebook path. But by using command, if you want to get it, as I said, by default command is available in Scala. But if you want to get, if you want to execute it from Python, you need to do some extra stuff. Okay, that we will discuss in the upcoming sessions. In Scala, what you need to do, you just have to say dbutils dot, okay, notebook dot, next we have to say get context dbutils dot, you can say here notebook dot get context dot notebook path. Execute it and check. I think this should be small and execute it now. See, it is giving current file path. See here, same path which we got it from UI. Users cloud pandit at the rate outlook.com dbutils Python. But this spaces is not recommended in a notebook. So try to rename and try to put something underscore or something. Okay, let me rename. Okay, clear. So next. So these are the things that I have planned for today. In tomorrow session, we will see remaining things. Okay, but for you, what I am going to do is I will show you. I already downloaded some notebook for you. So you just have to import that notebook. We already learned how to import notebooks, all those things. Just click here, wherever you want to import, click import. So browse it. So I want to import it into, see, this is the dbutils. Okay, I have dbutils, click open. So this is the command, click on importing. So here you will have everything clear. So Databricks utilities, dbutils.help you will have. Then if you want to know help on fs, you can see dbutils.fs.help. So let's create a two demo and demo one here. Then I'm just creating a file here. Then it will print file content. Okay, the head will display the file content, then it will list down, it will copy the file, it will remove the file, it will move the file. This is mount and unmount. You can see list down all mount point. Okay, it refresh the mount point on all cluster library utilities. You can see TensorFlow is not available. You can install PyP in TensorFlow, or if you see not only TensorFlow, it may be any module, you can try it here. Okay, next notebook utilities. As I said, exit. If you want exit, you can check it here. Run. So first way is like this, you can run it. If you are using like Python, this is going to be dictionary. If you are using Scala, it will become a map object. Okay, here if you, so we have seen already by using this particular command how to run another notebook. So to get a current path, you have to use something like this. So now if you want to get current notebook path in Python, you need to execute this in Scala, then you need to execute this in Python. If you execute this in Python, you will get a current secret. So if you want to scope, if you want to list down the scopes, this is the command. So I just put I just organized all the things. Secrets commands are here, notebook commands are here, library commands are here. Next, all these are file system commands, and for each command I have written some title. Okay, what you are doing here. Okay, this is the notebook. I will share to your mail IDs, or let me share it here. 1 second. Okay, we transfer. This is share file online for free. So there is a one not waiting. I was having something. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, that I will do. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so file bin will work. So I used to share all the files by using this particular thing. I was searching for this. I think I bookmarked this one as well. Oh, I have not bookmarked. This will work, file bin. Okay, I used to share all these files by using this website. Open. So this is the URL. So I'm sharing this URL. So once you access this URL, you can able to download, friends. Please download, everybody. So I will be available. Please download, friends. So please confirm me once you download, so that I will end the meeting. Let me stop the recording to discuss other things.